Hello, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Off Track Small Talk. Tonight, I have Catherine and Tom Harris. Hello, both.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Pleasure. So, what people don't know is we spent 10 minutes watching Tom in a van driving around country lanes, running into the house. It's been very exciting, Tom. Thank you very much for that.
Fashion debate.
Yeah, it was good though. It was enjoyable.
Getting some practicing for Saturday.
Good.
Trust me, if you drive like that, you won't do any good.
Yeah, you were going. Yeah, you did take you a lot longer than you said it was going to. So you must have been driving.
I was a minute out. Come on.
Right, Catherine, we'll talk to you first because you're far more important. No, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. We've spoken to you a couple of times since you raced Tom's car at Skegness last year. During those conversations, you hinted that you'd like to come into Formula One, and then you announced a couple of weeks ago that you've made the decision and you're now in Formula One this year. Was it one thing that swung it for you, or was there a number of factors that kind of played into your decision-making process, if you like?
It's been a number of factors, really. I mean, last year at Skegness anyway, obviously I was racing the F1 and my V8 at the same time. And, going back from one to another, getting back in the V8 after you've been in an F1, it doesn't really weigh up sort of thing. So that was a factor. But also, this year the V8s have changed in the fact that they're paying to race. So that's been an ongoing conversation all off season. And we as a family sort of sat down and said that we don't agree with it. We don't see why drivers should have to pay to race. So yeah, and then one thing led to another, and F1's this year it is.
Brilliant, which is great for Formula One. So have you now fully sold all the V8s just to concentrate on Formula One? Is that kind of sort of done with now, if you like?
Yeah. So we weren't in any rush in selling them really, but the right people came along and they've gone now, so we can just focus on the F1 this year.
Okay, lovely. So Tom, who's to the right of you as I look at my screen, but obviously a long way away, is potentially arguably number one in the sport at the moment. Do you feel that brings with it some added pressure to your shoulders now that you're kind of going, right, I'm doing Formula One properly?
Yeah, it does in a sense. I mean, everyone will look and think, oh, she's going to be like up there with Tom, or she should be, sort of thing. But if anything, I put pressure on myself more than anyone else. I go out there to be at the top, sort of thing. I don't want to go out there to race for 10th and 11th. Yeah. So I'd say I'm my worst culprit for the pressure.
Okay. And Tom, it must feel quite strange for you to see Catherine coming in and knowing that actually of who you are in the sport at the minute.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, actually. I just at Skegness, when she raced my car, I spent more time watching what she was doing and concentrating on what I was doing myself, to be fair. That the Grand National at Skegness was a fantastic race, and the drivers that she was involved in racing with, I couldn't quite believe it. I was trying my best to keep up in the show car so I could see what was going on, really. I wasn't really concentrating on getting a place myself. I was just trying to keep close enough so I could see the action, then I had a few hairy moments when I see my white tarmac car nice and shiny going down the straight, zigzagging all over the place. And but yeah, she drove it fantastic. She didn't do anything silly in it, and she got laps and got more confident. And she had a really good weekend.
Brilliant. And do you think, I know Catherine's another driver on track, but do you think you will view a race differently when Catherine's in it, if you're in the same race? Do you think it will change how you look at it?
I've already warned her not to get in the way.
Okay.
Right. He's got to catch up first.
It could be me getting in the way of her, couldn't it?
It could be, yeah.
No, it's one of them, and I've never actually, obviously I used to race with my dad back when Dad raced. And we actually got a 1-2 in a final at Coventry, which is a great achievement. So, looking forward to it. It'd be nice if we could both have some good results at the same meeting and, get on a podium together and then maybe even get, on a podium in a championship together. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really kind of, if you do, it's part of the history of the sport and something people will look back on in the future. Which brings me to another point, Catherine, around, again, we've mentioned it before, but the number of females that are actively competing in Formula One at the minute in what is, I guess, the pinnacle of UK motorsport, it's fantastic, isn't it? And do you feel it's a great thing to be part of that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even when you sit and watch, the likes of Phoebe out there and racing with the best of them, and last year at Skegness to be a part of the 3 girls in the top 10 in the final, that was such a good thing to be a part of, and for other girls then to look up to you and think, I could do that one day. Yeah, it's a good thing to be a part of.
Brilliant. Thank you. So when you announced that you were coming into Formula One, I guess most people who read that would think that you were going to have a car off Tom, or Tom would build your car, or you'd steal Tom's. But you haven't gone down that route, have you? Did you ask him when you said no? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I've got to learn my ways yet before I'm allowed a Tom car.
Okay, but seriously, what was the thought process behind that? Because obviously you've got a car, but it's not one from Tom. So what was the thought process?
Yeah, so when we sold the V8s over winter, we weren't really in a rush to get out this year. There was talks of us having a year out and just doing bits here and there, and then this car came up for the right sort of price range, and it's a good car, to start in. So yeah, we just went down that road, and obviously we've had it up at Davidson's, and Tom's put his touch on it. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be a good season in it.
Tom, have you done more than put a touch on it? Have you done some work as well? Or
To be fair, it wasn't too bad. I've changed a few things on it, and then in fact we changed quite a lot of things on it actually. Just basically tidying up wise, it just needed a rear bumper, and then changed a few things suspension wise, and then we had to change the front and the rear roll cage bar because it wasn't up to the latest rule spec. So we've done that. Just moved a few things around really, then like concentrating on suspension wise, and changed a few things there, put some shockers and springs and stuff on it, and yeah, it should be good actually. It's pretty close to I think where it needs to be. I'm sure she'll tell me if it's no good, but no, it's everything's in the right place, and there's a couple of things that are different to what I would have, and we've already discussed that if it isn't, if she isn't happy with them, we'll just change it. It's just one of those things, And then, but yeah, hopefully it's a good car and the engine sounds well, and it'd be a good starter car for her.
Yeah. And are you going to actively support kind of Catherine at a race meeting so you can kind of utilise the both of you to kind of make it go quick, if you like?
That's kind of the idea behind putting it like the suspension wise, like one of my cars, because I know it works. And if she's saying it's doing this, it's doing that, I can put it right, if that makes sense. I know what to do to make it right. Whereas if it's a different suspension setup, it can work differently, and what I might do to fix it would make it worse, or not fix it completely. So it's pretty close to like a run-of-the-mill car, like I've had, sort of like to Luke's car and Riley's and a few of the other cars I've built. And those cars seem to show me up in my car at the minute. So yeah, no, it's hopefully it should be good, and I hope she's happy with it.
Okay, lovely. And Catherine, is it focusing on shale, tarmac, or a bit of both?
For now, we're just sticking with tarmac, mainly so we can definitely be competitive, at least on one surface, and just enjoy it this year, really. So yeah, just tarmac this year.
Lovely. Okay, right. We've been talking about it for long enough. So Catherine, over to you to reveal your car for the 2021 season.
Thank you. So my car for this year is going to be the Tristan Jackson tarmac car. I just want to say a massive thank you to my family and all my sponsors, because already before I've even got out on track, we've had so many people wanting to support me and chip in where they can. So, and without each and every one of them, none of this would be possible. So yeah, massive thank you to everybody. And here it is. Hope you like it.
Catherine, the car does look absolutely fantastic and a great colour scheme.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nice.
Did you choose those yourself, those particular colours?
Yeah, I chose the colours, but obviously James Rogers has worked his magic, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out.
Yeah, brilliant. And just, I guess, before we move on to Tom, so obviously you said this year is about absolutely going out there and enjoying yourself. Hopefully you want to get a few race wins under your belt. Is there potentially looking at next year, another car maybe for Shell, if you kind of go, right, I need to push on? Because looking at this year, the fixture list was quite heavily Shell focused, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll see how this year turns out, and then, yeah, just go from there, one step at a time.
Lovely. Catherine, I'm going to talk to Tom now because he feels very left out. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Don't go anywhere. Your cars look absolutely fantastic, and good luck this year.
Thank you very much.
Tom, just very quickly with you. So, are you sticking with last year's cars for 2021?
Yes, I am to start with. I have a new shell car which I've been building for probably 18 months now. It's going for exhaust this week and then powder coating the week after. So hopefully, we'll get that out pretty soon. Everything's like done on it really. It's just a few bits to finish when it comes back from the exhaust. A few protection bars underneath, etc. And then that hopefully get that out as soon as we can. But yeah, I'm just going to start with the ex-Rob Speak shell car, obviously owned by Jay Davison. Can't thank Jamie and everyone enough for putting me in the seat again this year.
Yeah.
And then I've obviously got the white car that Catherine tried her best to wreck end of last year.
But in terms of last year, right? So you're probably one of the fastest on shale in the car that you race. So why would you build a new one?
To go faster.
Okay, good answer.
There's a few things which I've wanted to do, and I haven't been in one of my shell cars for a number of years now. Just a few different things, suspension wise, etc., and just want to try and go faster really. And I want to try and go faster when I built that white tarmac car, and that didn't happen. So fingers crossed this one goes well.
Okay, good, thank you. You obviously built cars for other drivers in the past. Have you been doing anything like that over the winter?
Yeah, it's been really busy actually. With lockdown, the scrapyard's been really, really busy, and we've been out on site for probably 4 months doing a site clearance. So that's been hectic in the scrapyard side, but also I'm doing two other cars for other people as well for well, as soon as they got done really. So they said there was no rush, but they're coming out of the seat fitting the other week, and now it seems like full steam ahead. We want to get it done for as soon as possible. So one of them's going for the exhaust the end of June. So hopefully that should be on track pretty soon after that. And then the other one's just as soon as we can get it done really.
Yeah. There does seem a real resurgence this year in Formula One. Certainly the booking list for Kings Lynn on Saturday, you got 60 cars, and then everyone we've spoken to throughout these interviews, the cars are being bought, people are returning to the sport, people like Catherine coming into the sport. It just feels really prosperous, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. If I wish I could have had 20 of my shell cars sat there, because I reckon I'd have sold every one this winter. It's been fantastic. People ringing up, and people that you'd never think would be interested in a car have been on the phone and asking for prices and for parts and stuff. It's been really busy, and it's typical stock car people, because I'm as bad myself. Everything's left to the last minute, and then they want everything yesterday. It's good, and it's going to be good to get back racing. Racing for points, racing for. I don't know. Last year was good to get out there and do a bit, but it's never the same, is it? When you're not racing for titles and you're just going for fun. Basically, it was a lot more relaxed, I think, and I'm really looking forward to get back into it and get some action underway and try and get some wins again.
Yeah, and I guess both of you can maybe answer this, but why do you think there is such a resurgence this year? What is it? Is it just because it can't just be Bradford, can it? Surely there must be other things that have kind of impacted to make it where we are today.
Well, I don't know really. I think Bradford has done wonders because for what Steve and all the other people, the GoFundMe pages and the general public putting their hard-earned money into Bradford, it must be a massive thing. It is a massive thing for the sport coming back. For spectators and other people to put the amount of money in that they have to get the track looking like it does. And I really hope it's a success for everyone's hard work. And I went there when I was a kid, and it was a fantastic track then. So. I just hope it all works out, and I don't know really. I think there's a mixture of things, isn't there? You've had a drought of racing, haven't you? So that can get people off the backsides and get to the track, and just hopefully that this lockdown thing, the restriction doesn't carry on for very long, because it'd be good to see all the fans of the track and all the fans in the pits and socialising and come and see the drivers and all that sort of stuff again. Because that's what stock car racing is, isn't it? It's a family sport. So let's just hope that this lockdown gets lifted and we can go back to how we used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. And in terms of 2021 for you, obviously you're looking forward to getting back. You're coming into the year holding all the sports major titles. I guess is it I want to keep them again, or what are your targets for the year?
I don't know really. I just want to win. That's what we set out to do in 2019. We had a fantastic year. We wasn't chasing points. It just came about that it was in the mix with a shootout, but racing to win as many races as we could, and we had a fantastic year. We had a few battles and a few scrapes along the way, which makes it entertaining for everybody and makes everybody want to return and watch what's going to happen in the next episode next week. So let's hope that continues. But yeah, just same as going to try and not forget last year. But last year was pretty much a write-off for everybody, due to the pandemic and one thing or another. It was good to get out there, and like I say, it just didn't feel the same for me. There was just the atmosphere wasn't there. I don't know if it was because there was no crowd there or limited crowd and no spectators in the pits, etc., etc. I don't know if it was that or just racing for fun rather than racing for titles and championships. I'm not really sure what the difference was.
But we do start with a bang, don't we? Really, because sort of 3 weeks into the season, we've got the British at Skegness.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good meeting. I really do, and like I say, everyone's going to be a bit rusty, aren't they? Especially on tarmac, and that's the first time meeting out. It's going to be a championship, so and everyone's going to be gunning for it. Me as much as the rest of them, if not more. So we're really looking forward to it.
And obviously, Catherine will be there as well, potentially, in front of you and not letting you pass. So
that'd be perfect as long as she's first. Pass then.
Brilliant. Thank you both for your time this evening. Good luck in your debut in Formula One full time, Catherine, and probably see you in a few days at King's Lynn, Tom. So thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.